All right, what's up, YouTube? Posted the video last week of the Durango intake install. As you can see behind me, there's no Durango in here right now. It is actually currently up in my shop, and my good buddy Travis at Texas Show Shine, he is ceramic coating the Durango. We did get the front end wrapped in PPF to protect it from all the nasty road conditions that we have here in Dallas-Fort Worth. So got that done. So now that that's all cured and everything, he's proceeding with doing the ceramic coating of the PPF and the entire car, wheels, brake calipers, all that good stuff. So I'll show you the results of that once we get it all wrapped up. But figured I would give you guys a little tour of the garage. A couple people have made comments about the garage setup, so I figured I'd do a little video walk around with you. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so right here we have, thankfully, when we had this place built, it's pretty deep, but one of my requirements was 10-foot ceiling so we could fit a lift in here. The foundation that we had poured back here, the city required that there was a total of 12 piers that go 12 feet down into the ground. So pretty much this place back here is never going to move foundation-wise. Also, the city required us to have like hurricane bracing for some reason. So in the event of a tornado, this garage is probably the safest place in the neighborhood. But so we got a lift put in, did the 2-post drive over. So you know, even with a 10-foot ceiling, we had you know, we couldn't put a regular 2-post clear floor in because, you know, those are just too tall. I mean, this garage is actually taller than the main house. But here we have my 98 Integra, which, you know, you've seen in the other videos. It made 760 at 32 psi, I think, or 30 psi. Right now, doing some new brakes up front, and because of the brake caliper size, I had to get some custom spacers made, 7mm spacers, so it would clear the caliper and the wheel. So those should be here next week. And we'll walk over here. We have it's 2009 Harley Davidson Nightster that my good buddy Chris, he had actually hand painted all this and airbrushed every single rivet on here. And so it doesn't get ridden a whole lot, but it is a very nice bike, and it's pretty quick. It's got 1200. It's pretty light. We jack it off here. We cut the fender up, shortened it up, and sunk it down into the frame. Then we cut the frame end off, and I don't know if I can get that in the video. Cut the end of the frame off and molded that, and yeah, Chris painted it, so it looks pretty nice. Got our old 30 style Ford brake light. Then over here would, I guess, be considered our crown jewel to some, is my 2016 Challenger Hellcat. So over on Instagram, she's known as the Cursed Hellcat. Inside it, pretty stock, you know, just your basic interior, nothing special. Got a couple of knob covers that match the B5 blue, but really everything's stock except a radar detector. Then under the hood, show you guys under the hood. Under the hood is, shall we say, not stock. Alright, under the hood we have a 4.5 liter Whipple sitting on top of the stock long block. Block and heads, nothing's been modified. It's completely stock, with the exception of Cook's long tube headers and a 4.5 liter Whipple. We are running a killer chiller. It is tapped in, of course, the little race valve you can see down there. It taps in kind of similar to the Demon, where it runs an inline evaporator to supercool the coolant for the intercooler. Then, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it's all black. I painted it black. Behind the bumper here is a 2-gallon reservoir for the intercooler coolant. So that way I got plenty of reserve, plenty on reserve for these hot summer days we have here. This car on a Mustang dyno made 916. I believe it's 17 or 18 PSI. For the number chasers, if this were a dyno on a dyno jet, it would have made probably roughly 1,050 or so. So it definitely is a fun car to drive, although trying to keep it on the ground and not spinning, even with the big old drag radials that I have over here. Even at 10.5 inch wide wheel with a 315 NT05R, it still spins like crazy. I mean, you can punch this thing at 130 miles an hour and it still spins. So one of these days I'm going to do a 15-inch conversion in the back, which will put the 4-piston Willwood and the smaller brake caliper and the smaller brake rotor, so we can fit a 15-inch wheel in the back, maybe some welds with some bead locks, then get a proper tire so we can go take it to the track. But, you know, try to antagonize people a little bit when we go drive it, saying, hey, let's run them. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And over here we have my 2000 Civic Si, and it made 670 at 27 pounds. It is, this does have a full roll cage in it. Oh, let's see. I don't know how well you can see it in here, but it's got a full cage. And on the back we have a parachute mount, and it is all tied into the roll cage. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but she is NHRA certified to run, I believe, 8s, something like that, or 790s. Here we have a pretty stock K20, a big old precision turbo, the full race manifold. A lot of the custom fab work was done by my buddy Mike over at Mac Performance. He is currently doing some work, some top secret stuff over in Dubai. Over here and look at the other side. There we go, big old turbo. Redoing the fuel system on it right now, that's why the hood's off of it. And decided to do the brakes, so I had to take it off the lift and push it over. And under the car cover here, you've seen another video, there's no reason for me to yank the cover off, but that's my 2017 Civic Type R. It really is bone stock. Really don't have any major plans to do a bunch of stuff to it. It's more of going to be track focused, but she's put away for the quote-unquote winter here. The summer tires that are on it, even at 300 horsepower, it still spins like crazy, so I haven't been really taking it out too much. And of course over here we have Snap-on toolbox, pretty exciting stuff. We'll do a little walk around of some of the art that I have over here. This is from the Hive. This guy's over in New Zealand, makes some pretty cool art. These are all the history of all the James Bond cars. And it has each car listed and the movie that it was on. And then over here we have the door off of, at one time was the quickest front-wheel drive, sport front-wheel drive drag car owned by Tony Palo at T1 Race Development. My buddy Mike is gracious enough to let me hang on to this while he's overseas, so I proudly display it. And we have some more Honda good stuff over here because I love my Hondas as well. Got a S2000 valve cover, K20 valve cover, and here's some more Hive artwork on the history of the Type R. Now the new FK8 is not on this one because I bought this one a few years ago. Here's all my custom plates for all the different cars. And Dusty Kemp, he custom made this for my Type R. So that's essentially what the car looks like. No Civic logo on the back. We got the exact license plate frame, the license plate that I have on the car, the badge number, pretty legit artwork. And, you know, ooh, it's a TV, so this is for kind of my entertaining area for having friends over. We can play the old classic Super Nintendo and watch Netflix and watch Amazon, Grand Tour, all that good stuff. And over here we have another Hive poster, pretty rad. It is the 50 cars of film and television, and we got everything from the Jurassic Park car to Ecto 1, and then we got Transformers here and Blues Mobile, bunch of rad cars. General Lee. I really don't know what my favorite here is, but hey, look at that, recognize that? And some artwork from Blip Shift. And recognize that, the cover off of the Hellcat. Over here, you can't really see it too well, but I had a Hellcat rotor that I made a base for a lamp. It's kind of buried here amongst all the sea of tires that I have for different events, road racing, drag racing, etc. Then over here we got another Hellcat piece. Made a clock from a brake rotor. Not exactly the best job. Not really a fabricator of custom art pieces, so I just kind of threw something together. Made a clock. And then over here we got some more pop culture stuff. Here's this DeLorean floats, and all my Simpson stuff, all that stuff. Yeah, boring. So over here we have some more art stuff, all my Back to the Future stuff. One of these days I'd like to get a replica movie car of the DeLorean. And just some more stuff that we have over here. So anyway, that's it for the garage tour. So, hope you enjoyed looking around the garage. I love it. I mean, what car guy wouldn't love having all these badass cars and a lift, tools and air and all that good stuff. So, oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention, I mounted the air compressor up in the attic and bolted it down, then ran some quick connect fittings to a hose reel. So everything's nice and tucked away. You can't even hear it when it runs. So anyway, that's it. So, all right. If you have any more things you'd like to see or some suggestions for future videos, just leave a comment down below and be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right. See you guys later. Bye.